Welcome back to Better Than Fiction with Janette and Eden. 1 month down in 2025.
Yes, and I'm doing pretty good.
I did too. I was very surprised.
Wow, look at how many. You're actually, I think, ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. Okay, I did read like 2 very short books though.
Okay, so mine were all fairly long.
Yeah, no.
And I traveled.
Yeah. So, okay, I will do my wrap up. My number book was Musical Chairs by Amy Popel. This was a sweet little easy cozy read. Very cool, just over a summer, following musicians, which I really enjoy when I read books about musicians, so it just scratched that little part in my brain. Yeah, there's not much to say about it, but that it was just
a nice book. Yeah. I read it when it first came out. Yeah. I just remember it being, it was fun. It was a nice read.
Yeah, really easy. Nice to kind of get back into the ease of reading.
And it doesn't hurt your brain.
No, not at all. At all. No, maybe keeping the characters straight because there's a lot of characters. You kind of have to remember what's going on with them, but again, it's really easy to follow still. And then my translated from a country I've never been to Japan. So I read The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mai Machizuki. Really cute. Cats run a cafe and they read your star chart to tell you like help you choose your direction or like put you forth on a direction that you're struggling with. So if you've never read a translated Japanese book, they're just so delightful, especially the ones with cats on the cover.
Japanese love cats.
Yeah,
they love cats.
They're just nice, sweet, easy palate cleansers.
Okay, that also then marked off some of one of these, didn't it? One of your challenge books? Wasn't it in a coffee shop or bookshop or something? I read that one.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think that's on our list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bookstores or libraries.
Okay.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I think I will. Okay.
But
not on there.
I did read one.
There you go.
Characters Connecting Through books. This was an absolute accident. I read 84 Charing Cross Road by Helen Hanoff.
I'm not familiar with that at all.
It's a series of her letters. She's from America, and then she was getting secondhand special copies from a bookstore in England, and so they just created a friendship. They never met in person. It's just
fun.
Like a combination of their letters.
So is it fiction or is it true?
It's nonfiction.
Oh, yeah. Nonfiction.
Yeah. It was it was a cool read. I got it through Interlibrary Alone. Can't for the life of me tell you where I found it or why I found it. But it was just one of those small books that I read this month, and it just happened to pick up. I probably read it on Book Riot. Something. Yeah, I don't know, but so that's what I read, and then I also read the 3rd book of Rebecca Yarrow's 4th Wing series, Onyx Storm. It's still pretty fresh and new. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but if you've read it and you want to talk about it, I'm here because I also need to talk about it with someone who's finished it.
So I have a question. I've been reading reviews online, and people are, they're in camps, that's for sure, saying, ooh, the first one's the only one worth it, if that, and,
It's not, to me, it's not the greatest fantasy ever written. I know a lot of people think that way, but to me, it's not. It's just a fun time. It's not groundbreaking stuff. It's not groundbreaking writing. The characters are sometimes super annoying, but it's just, I don't know why. I'm going to keep reading it, even if I'm disappointed in them.
Okay.
I don't know why. Yeah, it's just, the dragons are fun, and yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say too much because people who love it, and I appreciate that. And they're very passionate, and I think that's cool, but people can have their own opinions on things.
It's interesting. Yeah. I have never read the series. It's not really up my alley. No. But it's interesting reading the reviews and the people's comments.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Distinct camps.
They very, very much so are, yeah. My cousin, he picked up this book, and I'm like, 4th Wing. I was like, okay, I don't know how you're going to think about this because you're not the demographic, but go for it. Give it a shot. It's a fun time, yeah. But that's what I read. You You want to do your review?
Sure, I can do mine. So for my book and translation from a country I haven't been to, I've never been to Poland. I'm going to slaughter her last name because I'm really not sure. Olga Tarkachuk, something like that. She is a Polish writer. She wrote Flights, which has won some international awards. She also wrote Pulling the Plow Over the Dead, I believe is the title. But I read her newest novel called Impusium. I just love, she can put feeling and darkness, and her descriptions literally transport you immediately from the first page right to where she wants you to be. So it's called Impusium, a spa horror story, or a health retreat, health retreat horror story. Very interesting, dark. The characters are so well done. Highly recommend it. We do own it here at the library here at DCL. It's checked out right now. Andrew has checked out half of the books we read this month, which is kind of funny. Yep. But we have talked about them because we enjoyed them. So I do recommend Impusium. My number book, I read Legends of the North Cascades by Jonathan Evison. If you remember, if you follow our TBR videos, I have mentioned this writer before. He wrote Time After Time, or it was a book that just came out last year. It's a little bit about time travel. It wasn't as well written as I liked it to be. It felt like a tired trope. Sure. You know, but usually he can put something different with it that just makes it unique. I just felt it was a fine story. It just wasn't. Wasn't what you were expecting. It wasn't as good as I expected from Jonathan Evison. This one ticked all the buttons, and I was surprised that this is not a brand new book. This one came out in 21, which could be why I missed it. You know, 2021 and book buying was weird and strange and a little bit different with COVID. I'm so glad I found this. I found this in a bookstore when we were out east. Nice. And I went, oh my gosh, I gotta have it. So this came off my own TBR list, and I'm debating whether it's gonna go here or whether I'm gonna pass it on to somebody else before I put it in the library. But PTSD, parenting, connection to nature and how it heals. You got all of those things in here, as well as the connection to the past and past humans. It's just all here. It is classic Jonathan Evison with lots of things to think about. Can I just say too, I think one of my favorite things that is coming up in covers is like symbols for letters. I don't know why. I see it and I go, ooh. The cover is really good on this. I love that. Yeah. Well, and that happens to be because we're also touching base with some Native American legends. But I just like that little, I'm seeing it more. Well, and or maybe I'm just watching. The cover is so in tune to the book. They have done a fantastic job. They nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Love that. So those were the two I read. I didn't really read anything off this month. I'm proud that I did. I'm really bad at that. I mean, I read one, The Cat Who Saved the Library. Oh yeah, that would have had to been in January. So yes. Oh, yeah, that pre-book. The Cat Who Saved the Library is the second in the series from The Cat Who Saved Books. I actually enjoyed Cat Who Saved the Library even more than The Cat Who Saved Books. I can't wait to read it. I mean, I loved them both. April is when that one comes out? Yeah, it comes out in April. I had got a preview copy, so I had a chance. I don't know, maybe when I think about it, I can't decide which one's best. But The Cat Who Saved the Library, I love the character even more. Do you have to read them in order? I would suggest yes. You could be a standalone, but there is a recurring character that if you know the background, you'll understand a little more. Yeah. So, but we did pick up some other fun books. Yeah. One book I was at a library conference in Phoenix. Those of you who read We Are the Lucky Ones, it's now a TV show on Hulu. They actually did a fairly good job for a book to TV series. Highly recommend it. Georgia Hunter has a new book out. One Good Thing, again, World War II fiction. I couldn't put it down. I got this at the conference, started it the day before I left, and I finished it on my multiple plane rides and layovers later.
Wow. Yeah.
Fantastic. Like I said, this was a preview copy. It comes out in March. We will be getting it. So if you haven't read We Were the Lucky Ones, it's a little bit bigger. It's a little thicker book. But We Were the Lucky Ones is actually a true story on her family's survival during World War II. Very rare, extremely rare. Her whole family survived. Like her nuclear family. This is fiction. This is not connected to it. This takes place in Italy. But fantastic. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And now, let's see. I did read, I don't think it's connected, a book called Hiroshima. It is actually nonfiction. Eyewitness accounts of Hiroshima and the bombings and what happened. Highly suggest it for those of you that were in the Classics Book Club that we read Hiroshima by Hearst. Yeah, John Hersey. John Hersey. Highly recommend this book. It looks really big. There are, of course, a big chunk of bibliographic information, but it just is readable and well done. He wrote, this is his second, I believe. He wrote his first one was called...
this is by Hersey.
No.
No, this is a different author.
This is a different author, Settle Wait. He wrote a book on the kamikazes and from their account. So I had picked up both, and he's readable nonfiction. I just highly recommend that.
Yeah.
And you got books you want to talk about.
Yeah. I don't often read horror or something classified as
Oh, but it's
horror.
Grady Hendrix.
Yeah, so I picked up his new book, The Witchcraft of Wayward Girls. I just finished Onyx Storm, so I'm going to finally dive into this. I'm very excited about it. It's getting a lot of good buzz.
It's getting a ton of buzz.
Yeah, so when I'm done with it, make sure you pick it up as well. And then also on Book Riot, I read a lot of their things. They're
terrible to make your TBR list longer.
They had a list of like 25 short books to start off your new year, and this one is called The Butcher of the Forest, and it has a very pretty cover, and like the tagline really caught my eye, and also my baby's name is Forrest, so anything with a forest on it, I'm like, haha, I gotta read it. So
I wonder how long that will last.
yeah, right. So I'm excited to read this too. It's short fantasy. Yeah.
Told her before she could send it back because this one isn't in her library loan
Yep.
that I needed to read it. So
Yeah.
she needed to read it early enough that I had time to.
Yeah. So we'll see. That's on top of what I have to read for the TBR challenge. We'll see how I do.
Awesome. All right, so let's choose.
Yeah, number first.
Number first. All right. Maybe a number. Maybe a number. Number 5. We're going with Cinco. Number 5. Mine is, oh no, it's one of my commitment books.
In the shortest month.
Oh. and absolute busiest.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What do
The
you got?
End of August by Hugh Murray. It is a translated work looking at the history
Yeah.
of a Japanese family. I believe it's Japanese family.
Good luck.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wowza. Okay.
I'll be reading.
And it's not snowy. It's 50 in February.
Yeah.
It's not that month. Oh no.
I'll be reading The Bright Side of Running Club by Joyce C. Lloyd. It's I read a lot of books about middle-aged women and older. I don't know why, I just do it. So this one's about a group of older ladies who start a running club, and that's all I know about it. Potential book club book. So
Yes.
yeah. Okay, and then our book prompt. This one jumped out at me.
All right. Better be a short one. I have a big one to read.
A book with a fake relationship. So nice little romance for you.
Oh. Book with a fake relationship.
Fake relationship.
Hey, there are so many books out there.
Mm-hmm.
This one should be an easy schmeezy one for everyone.
It should.
Especially when I, in the short month, have a commitment book.
Yeah, that's how that works. Luck of the draw.
Maybe I should change it. Just flip it.
You can see. You can try. Do what you want. It's your list.
It's my list.
Yeah.
It's my list. It's one of those books that I picked up at... Actually, I was at Beaverdale in Des Moines, and I picked this one up. So.
Well, alrighty. Happy reading.
Happy reading. And it's Little Brit.